The warmth and radiance of the sun that shines down on the great house at Collinwood cannot remove the ominous shadow that clouds our lives. We remain concerned for young David Collins, who has not recovered from the effects of a terrifying dream.
Now, while I'm talking to you, David, I want you to concentrate on this medallion. It's very pretty, isn't it? That's right. Keep looking at it.
You're the one.
What?
You're the lady that was in my dream. I couldn't see your face, but...
I don't know what you're talking about.
And that's the same piece of jewelry. You kept shining it in my face.
David, this is an ordinary medallion.
No, it isn't. You kept doing something strange with it. You kept shining it at me.
Now, David...
No, take it away. I don't want to look at it. Take it away. Vicky, where are you? Vicky! Help! David, what on earth is the matter? I don't want to talk to her.
Miss Hoffman, I hope you can explain all this.
I'm as mystified as you are, Mrs. Stoddard. I was just showing him this simple piece of jewelry.
No, take it away. I don't want to look at it. Take it away.
I was trying to get him to feel more relaxed when he caught sight of the medallion, and then he started carrying on about it.
That's all that happened?
Yes.
Are you sure you didn't say or do something that frightened him?
I barely had time to start. I didn't have a chance to say or do anything.
Why should he be afraid of a harmless piece of jewelry?
Haven't any idea.
Vicky, his behavior doesn't make any sense.
I think it does. I think in his mind that wasn't just a harmless piece of jewelry.
I beg your pardon?
In his dream, there was a woman holding a gold medallion, and it terrified him.
But it couldn't have been this medallion. He's never seen this.
Isn't that interesting?
What's the matter?
You showed me this once before. At Maggie Evans' house. Do you remember?
Yes, but I fail to see what's interesting about that.
Nothing, except that it's so much like the medallion that David described to me in his dream.
Well, I think that's just a strange coincidence, don't you?
I'm sure you're right. Mrs. Stoddard, I think I'll go up and sit with David for a while.
Do that, Vicky. I'll be here if you need.
Mrs. Stoddard, I'm sorry about what happened. I haven't been much of a help to you.
You did your best, Miss Hoffman. But I'm beginning to think that none of our best is going to be good enough to help David.
May I come in?
Sure.
What are you doing?
I'm looking for Sarah.
In there?
I see lots of things in there.
David, you understand that what happened downstairs was nothing more than a strange coincidence.
What do you mean?
Well, the medallion that Miss Hoffman has couldn't possibly be the one you saw in your dream.
But it is exactly the same. And she's the same woman.
But you told me that in your dream you couldn't see the woman's face.
I couldn't, but I just know she is. I don't want her to come near me anymore. When is she going to leave here?
When her work is finished.
Well, I hope she gets through with it quickly and goes away.
David, you aren't being very reasonable.
Yes, I am. There's something really scary about her, Vicky, and nobody can make me believe that there isn't.
All right. But you're wrong.
Wait a minute. I know where I can find Sarah.
David, what are you doing?
I'm going out to get Sarah.
You're going to stay right here.
But I have to go talk to her. I've got questions to ask her.
You are not allowed to leave this house.
But, Vicky, I haven't been out for over a whole week.
The last time you went out looking for Sarah, you got lost for 2 days.
That was at night. This is the middle of the day.
David, I don't care. You had us all very worried.
But, Vicky, I've gone out hundreds of times, and nobody's even thought about it. But this time it's really important.
Why?
Because I have to talk to Sarah.
About what?
I can't tell you.
Well, I'm sorry, but you can't go out.
Oh, Vicky, please, just let me go for an hour. I promise I'll be back in an hour. If you let me go, I'll promise you something else. I'll tell you what Sarah and I talk about. That's something you'd like to know, isn't it?
Well, I am curious, yes.
Then let me go, and I promise I'll tell you.
Do you promise that you won't go far from the house?
Yes, the crystal ball is always right.
Never mind about that crystal ball. You just be sure to be back here in an hour.
I will. Oh, thanks, Vicky.
When did he have the dream?
Last night.
It's the second time in a week he's had a dream about Barnabas.
Surely you're not trying to make something out of that.
Oh, don't you think that's interesting?
No. Barnabas wasn't the only one in the dream. There was Sarah and Julia Hoffman.
Yes. Yes, and the incident with Miss Hoffman, that's interesting, too. What did she do that frightened him?
Not a thing. She was just holding a gold medallion. When he got it, we saw it, he got hysterical.
Beats me what could be frightening the boy. Have you talked to him about it, alone?
Oh, yes, I tried to just before you got here.
What did he tell you?
The usual. Nothing.
Well, how did he and Miss Hoffman happen to be alone together?
Oh, she wanted to talk to him alone to see if, if he would tell her what was bothering him.
I see. You know, sometimes I think that family history is the least of Miss Hoffman's interests.
What does that mean?
Well, the lady is supposed to be doing research on the Collins family history, and yet she always seems to be busy doing something totally unrelated to that.
Oh, no, she works very hard. She just spends most of her time in the library at the old house.
Well, I should think she'd get more accomplished in the library right here in Collinwood.
She's worked here, too.
Maybe she spends more time at the old house because she has a mad crush on Barnabas.
Burke.
Well, there have been more imperfect combinations. I better go see David.
Oh, wait. You can't. He's not in his room.
Oh, where is he?
He went out to find Sarah.
You let him go outside?
He's been cooped up in this house all week long.
Well, Vicky, in the frame of mind he's in, he shouldn't be allowed to go out wandering alone.
But before he got lost, he used to go out all the time and nothing happened to him.
But you should have gone with him just to be sure.
He refuses to take anyone along when he's going to meet Sarah.
Why?
He says that she's too shy to meet other people.
Well, do you know where he's meeting her?
No. But he told me he wasn't going far from the house.
Well, good. He shouldn't be too hard to find.
Are you going to look for him?
Yes, I have to be back in town this afternoon, so this is the only time I'll have to talk to him. I'll be back.
Sarah? Where are you, Sarah? I I've got to talk to you. Sarah, I know where you are, so please come out and talk to me. Sarah, I promised Vicky I'd be home soon. Come on, Sarah. Come on, where? Sarah, I knew you'd be here.
I know. You were looking in your crystal ball, and you saw me right here. Isn't that right?
Sarah, how did you know that I saw you in my crystal ball?
I know lots of things.
Well, there's one special thing that I want you to tell me about.
What is it?
I had a dream last night.
What kind of a dream?
It was the scariest dream I've ever had. Things happened in it that I don't understand. I thought maybe you could tell me what they mean.
I'll try.
Well, in my dream I saw you, and I was asking you questions about where you came from.
And what did I tell you?
Well, you said you were born right here in Collinsport, and when you were almost 10, you got very sick.
That's right, I did.
Well, you said that everybody was very sad because you died. But that didn't happen, did it, Sarah?
David! David, where are you?
Coming.
David!
I can't talk anymore. I have to go.
But Sarah, you haven't answered all my questions. Now you sit down right here, and I'll go tell Burke that we have to be alone together. Now don't move. Burke, where are you?
I'm right here, David.
Burke, you've got to go back to the house. Otherwise, Sarah won't... She's gone.
Well, who's gone?
Sarah, you scared her, and now she's gone. Why'd you do that?
I'm sorry, David. I didn't mean to frighten her, but she couldn't have gone too far. Maybe we can find her.
No. We can't find her. She was just telling me about my dream.
Well, would you like to talk to me about your dream?
I don't think it would do any good, because the only person that knows what it means is Sarah.
Well, how do you know that?
Because she was in my dream. She was the one that took me to that room.
What room?
The one with the coffin in it.
And you saw the coffin open up, and your cousin Barnabas was getting out of it. Isn't that right, David?
Yes.
Well, now, how would a little girl like Sarah know anything about that?
Because she was in the dream. She was standing right next to me when the coffin opened up.
Now, David, you mustn't confuse a dream with reality. Now, she was standing next to you in your dream, but it wasn't her dream, so how could she possibly answer any questions about it?
It looked like you don't know very much about Sarah.
Well, no, I don't. But then I never met the girl.
I don't think you'll ever get to meet her.
Why not?
Because I think I'm the only one she'll ever talk to anymore.
She must be very shy.
Oh, no, it isn't just that. I don't think she wants anybody to know
Know what?
that she's a ghost.
A ghost? Oh, come on now, David. You don't really mean that, do you?
Of course I do, because it's true.
Well, now, David, I was just listening to you two talk a minute ago, and she sounded just as alive as you are.
Where were you when you heard us talking?
Well, just at the other side of those bushes over there. Why?
When you came out from behind those bushes, did you see Sarah?
No.
Well, how do you think she got away so fast?
Well, I don't know. That's a very good question.
Well, the answer is she disappeared. Like that.
How is he, Bert?
Well, he's still upset with me for causing Sarah to go away.
Did he tell you about his dream?
No, not very much. He's made up his mind that Sarah's the only one he wants to talk to about that.
I wonder why.
I don't know. But you were right. He's certainly behaving very strangely. And some of the things he says are just beyond belief.
Like what?
Well, for one thing, he says that his little friend Sarah is a ghost.
A ghost? Bert, do you think we ought to have him examined by a doctor?
No, frankly, I don't think it's that serious. He's always had a vivid imagination. He's probably just going through a phase of some kind.
No, I don't think he is. And I don't think that the things he say are related to his imagination.
Vicky, that's the only logical explanation. When he starts carrying on about people getting out of coffins and 10-year-old ghosts and
Well,
mysterious...
there has to be a reason.
Well, of course, but it can't be the supernatural.
No. I'm inclined to agree with David. I think maybe Sarah is a ghost.
Vicky, you can't be serious.
Yes, I am. It's been proven that Sarah knows about things before they happen. And she comes and goes at her own will, and, well, she gave Maggie a doll that was 150 years old.
And those few flimsy facts make her a ghost. Oh, come on now, Vicky.
I suppose you think I'm imagining things, too.
No, but I think you're believing what you want to believe.
All right, Brooke. I'll give you a challenge. You're very good at carrying out investigations, so I challenge you to make an investigation on Sarah. Find out who she is, where she lives, and then I want you to produce her in the flesh.
And if I do that?
I'll admit I'm wrong. But I know that I won't be because David is right. That little girl is a ghost.
David? David? Wake up!
Who's there?
It's me.
Sarah, you came back.
You said you had more questions to ask me.
Yes, I do.
Well, what are they?
Well, I want to know where you took me in my dream.
I don't know what you mean.
Well, see, in my dream, you took me to this room, and it had a coffin in it. And I had a feeling that I was in that room before.
Maybe you were.
Well, I couldn't remember where the room was.
That's good, David, because I don't want you to go there again.
Wait a minute. I know what that room reminded me of. Reminded me of the cellar in the old house. Except for the coffin. There isn't a coffin in the cellar of the old house.
You shouldn't go near the old house, David.
Why not?
It's not safe there.
How did you know?
I just do, that's all.
Well, Sarah, there's another thing I want you to tell me about. Everybody thinks that Willie Loomis is the one that kidnapped Maggie Evans. Is he?
Oh, no. Poor Willie only went to Maggie's house to warn her.
To warn her about what?
I have to go now, David.
Sarah, you just got here. You haven't answered all my questions. Sarah, wait. I'm not going to let you go until you do. You've got to tell me about that room. You've got to so people will believe me.
Just remember what I told you, David. Don't go near the old house. Don't go near the old house. Don't go near the old house.
Sarah! Sarah, come back!
Dark Shadows is a Dan Curtis production.